Morning and salutations, fellow oxen. Welcome to the Ox Life Podcast. I am your co-host, Kanel, followed by
Keys, Uncle Keys, cutie baby, whatever you want to call me.
also.
Federico Suave.
Yes. So we
Colombiano.
are here. We are here. Today is June 23rd, around like 11 o'clock or 11:30. I like to give as much information as I can. So we have a good podcast today, but before we get into that, kind of wanted to know how everybody's week was.
Week was okay. Weekend was better. Still feeling it.
Nice.
Okay.
Week is smooth.
Anything simple or something you want to throw out there? Or you
All about my week.
anything you like?
No.
Okay.
Skip me today.
You did
Okay.
enough of that. You
I
did
got
enough
you.
of that.
Skeeter, what about you?
My
Anything
week
going
been
on?
Pretty smooth.
Okay.
A lot of downtime, but I made the use of it. I'm actually currently doing this Forex foreign exchange demo, so I can get into trading,
That's what's
trading
up.
currencies. So,
Like Pokemon cards or like
like Bitcoin and
okay.
exchanging currencies.
Yeah.
Did I not just say that? So yeah, got 2 interviews that I explained in the car earlier. So let's get it.
Hope
Keep
you
the
get
ball
it.
rolling. Optimism.
Hope you get it. Drinks on you. What about you?
Yeah, good work week. It's been kind of down, or it's been kind of quiet, so got a lot of paperwork done. My man's birthday was last Thursday. Shout out to B. Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated.
Still lame. You're just an old lame now. But other than that, nothing too much. Yeah, so pretty solid.
There you go.
All right, so let's jump in to our 2 cents on recent events. Who has what?
I have one.
Okay.
LeVar
I get scared
Ball.
when you get excited to like share.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's weird.
I just
But,
know things. I just know some stuff. I know LeVar
Okay.
Ball got banned
Supposedly, I
for
yeah.
allegedly what is it, a gesture he made to he said
It wasn't
something.
all
He
like
said you
that.
can
Switch gears with me anytime, which he was pertaining
Yeah.
to the topic.
Right.
Molly just took it to a whole
I don't
nother
know about
Did
that.
Molly actually take any? Okay, I don't want to.
I got a backup video that I just retweeted on Twitter saying there was like some dude saying like, hey, you're banned from ESPN. He was like, how are they going to ban me from a place that I don't even work at? Like I don't care for it.
you can be banned. You can be banned from.
But he was basically saying, he was pleading his case, saying I was just talking about the topic. I didn't
Yeah.
have any sexual intent.
Yeah.
Because he said that the last time he was on the show.
Right.
Like switch gears, like, and they just.
He said you can switch gears with me anytime.
Yeah.
That's how he said it. So that means
Just something to note: LeVar Ball is a married man with 3 kids, and
Facts.
also Molly is married to Jalen Rose, who is from Michigan,
Really?
and about some stuff. Yeah, they're married.
Why is it-
So I'm
so why
I'm
Jalen
pretty
ain't stepping
sure-
like you're?
I don't think it was that big of a situation for
wasn't
him
big of a
to.
deal. It
Yeah,
wasn't
so
big.
I think it was just a miscommunication. I find it really hard to be banned from.
Damn, Jalen's the
What's
man.
that? Jalen is the man. Actually,
That's low key though too.
Earl Watson is the man because on FS1 there's that's the other woman.
Oh, the
whose
other
name
one?
I
Earl
forget.
Watson got that one?
And Earl Watson is married to her.
Oh,
Shout out my
Watson
man
had-
She. My man She know who it is, but I can't remember what her name is.
Earl Watson had a few nice little tings.
I don't know. But yeah, okay. I see you 2 cents on recent events. What
Gotcha.
kind of change you got today,
I
Skeeter?
don't really have any shade.
Yeah.
Just by didn't Trump just get accused of rape in his administration?
Again, what is he not accused of? Man,
It
it's
still
like a
works.
Walking.
Yeah, man. So I'm assuming those immigrants, the people that they got in cages at the border,
Mhm.
some of them spoke out saying they've been raped and
Yeah.
sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
So pretty much we all knew that there's been some dirt going on over there.
There's
Mhm.
always some dirt.
They're living in unsanitary terms. They don't have any soap. These people don't have any toothbrushes. They're sleeping on a concrete floor with the light on all day, with aluminum blankets. Not even like regular
Aluminum. Oh, you mean like the?
those little refugee
Yeah.
joints. It's
Yeah.
just terrible. But yeah, that's
That's pretty solid.
That's crazy.
scumbags. But you know how it go.
Gotcha. Just my 2 cents really quickly. So the cast for Space Jam 2 has been released.
Oh yeah.
It's AD, Diana Taurasi, who I'm a fan of,
Ditto.
Klay Thompson, Dame Dollar, who's an underrated superstar still, and
There's one more person.
Dame Dollar, AD, Klay. Yeah, that's it. That's 4, and then LeBron's the 5th.
Well, look,
Yeah.
we ain't gotta really say
Right.
his name.
Right. So I say that to say I'm super disappointed in the fact that it's even being made. I felt
Right.
like Space Jam 1 was already great as is. Still think Michael Jordan's the best player ever to play.
Mhm.
And so for him to remake Space Jam 2, I'm already annoyed about. But then like it's not even a superstar cast like that, so I'm just not really looking forward to seeing it.
You just call Dame an underrated superstar.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to see him perform. Like I don't. I'd rather
He
have it
rapping on there.
It's even worse. Like it's not an incentive to go out and see it. So yeah, just Space Jam 2 being released. I've seen the cast. Slightly disappointed, but I'm disappointed in the whole project overall.
Yeah,
so.
but they remake everything though.
I know, and that's what sucks. Like I just don't think things should be remade if they're good how they are. So.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. But transitioning, we have a really good topic today. About 2 weeks ago, there was some buzz on social media about a certain Snapchat being invented or just being put on, Boston something. A few Snapchats being put on, just exposing other adults engaging in certain intimate acts. And so we want to talk about that, just kind of like kissing and telling, what kind of things kind of fall out from that. What is there to gain from exposure, relationship goals going with that, and just like friends with benefits. We have a whole variety of things to just kind of talk about. So just kind of jumping into that, just initial thoughts on what like the recent events were with the Snapchat and stuff like that.
And maturity.
I think it's like it's a young people thing. To be honest,
young people thing?
It's a young people thing because
Yeah,
it's
but
always
grown ass people do it.
Yeah, but
It's
grown ass people want to
disgusting.
look at it too. That's the funny sad part about it.
It's true.
It's just to me it's corny. Like I mean even though I wanted to look and see who I know, but I don't think it's cool.
Yeah,
It's just trash.
Very immature
Basura.
for grown adults.
Yeah.
And although I was one of the people who was followed the page on Snapchat, yeah,
Oh, you
so
were
I
one of those
tried
people?
like
Okay.
5 times, didn't see
Okay.
nothing.
yeah, I got in there. But yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. Y'all just need to cut the shit and just leave privacy for your own records.
Yeah. I would also agree. I feel that people who expose others should be exposed to heinous assault. And so
I agree.
it's just really
squad.
disappointing that people would actually go to that level or just stoop to that level just to spite other people. So it's really disappointing.
I notice it's a page like that every year.
It's something like that.
It's like they gather all this information and then release footage.
Low key, low key. One of my favorite parts is when like someone puts some vague comment on Facebook where like, "Yo, that video," and then there's at least 20 other people saying what video, knowing that they want to see it, and they just don't come out and ask for it.
That's promotion.
So that's been really entertaining to see. Like people want to see the video, and then they try to make it as vague as they can. Just stop that. Yeah.
Oh no,
You know
man.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Has exposing people became an epidemic?
Not an epidemic.
I feel like it's
It
always
just-
been around
it
since
just
like
be-
high school.
It happens
Yeah.
though, but there's exposure through everything. Tweets, old tweets, footage. I know a couple rappers got some footage put out on with them eating a certain something, but it is what it is.
You know, on Twitter they came out with a peen Yelp review. Like a woman operates this page, right? So you know, like the website Yelp, they do like reviews for like restaurants. They have one for like sexual encounters with like celebrities and just like men all together.
What?
Yeah, it's like a real life thing.
I don't know about that. That sounds wild, crazy.
Yeah, no,
Will they
it's like
think
it's
of
it's
next?
for real. It's
Yeah.
literally for real.
And it's called what?
Peniel.
D
Never mind.
Yelp.
I don't even want to hear it.
Review.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is
That's-
this real life? Like
It's-
that's
No, man.
Yeah, no. It's disappointing. Is it an epidemic? I mean, on like a grand scale, I don't think so. I don't think it's like a nationwide exposure thing. I think it's been something that's been going on since like high school, where you know certain circles might send you something or show you something that you don't want to see.
I mean,
So,
things just get out of hand.
but even like on that lower scale of like exposure, it's still wrong. Like, you said like I mean, like it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's still wrong. Like if I show you Sue, like that's still wrong on my behalf. Like that's not appropriate. Like,
that's hilarious. It's true though.
but yeah. So I think it's been going on that kind of level. Like that's like an epidemic. Like, you stay around certain people, like they're bound to show you certain things about somebody that.
I think
be
there's
kept between
minimum
them.
exposure and then there's like a maximum. Minimum
But
is like in a circle with us
Okay.
and like we're exposing a little something. Maximum is outside and you letting the whole damn world know what's going on.
What's the similarity in the two words that you said?
Minimum and maximum.
Yeah. You said minimum what?
exposure.
And then maximum what?
You know what, Canal?
It's still wrong,
It is
even if it's to a minimum degree.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
a minimum degree would be like, although it is wrong, but like I think to bounce back off of him, I think minimum would be like exposing like a video in a group chat versus maximum putting it out like on an IG story. They're both wrong, but just like there's like you know like within a group chat you can just keep it within. You could just it could just be within the group chat. Like you know it's not gonna be outside of this group chat. It's wrong, but it's not. At least the whole damn city doesn't know about. Like you know.
Well,
what I mean?
wait, okay. Well, maybe in the circle, yeah. All right, it's between us, but I don't know what y'all gonna do with the information when y'all leave. So it can get out that way. It's still wrong. Like I get it, but you know it'd be more safe in this room than the door open and then 1,000 people coming in to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
In other words,
it's still wrong, Canel. All right, I got it. All right.
My favorite part is you guys justifying it and then saying
I'm
it's still wrong.
I'm not justifying
which
it.
then
I'm just saying.
like ruins the whole argument that you guys made in the first place.
In other words, your nudes are safe with us. Anyway, moving on to the church.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Okay.
So, wow. See, that's just you. If you want to leak those, that's on you.
I'm not leaking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get exposed.
It's safe with Federico.
Whatever.
To my queens out there.
Is there anything to gain from just like exposing people? Like, because you said like, yeah, this is safe or whatever, but what's even the benefit of sharing it amongst
Nothing.
other people?
Bragging.
Attention. That's a form of clout chasing in a sense. I don't know. It's just.
But the thing is,
really nothing to gain from it. It's
Yeah,
just people just do it. Just be like, yo, guess what?
Right.
Yo, look what I did. Oh, hey. Like it's just. I don't know. It's nothing to gain. It's just people doing some
attention
fucked up
seeking,
shit.
just doing it. I don't know what type of malice this person has in their heart, what type of bitterness this person has in their heart, what kind of. There has to be some type of level of pettiness or some type of bitterness that you have in your heart to like do that type of exposing, to put it on a grand scale like that. And the majority of these people are like women receiving videos from like different people that's making these pages to expose these videos.
It's all women on
pictures.
there.
It's just like
every time there's an exposed type of Snapchat or whatever, it's always the women getting exposed.
no, I'm saying that's running the pages. It'd be women too.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
bro.
think so.
Nah, bro. Nowadays, they can have like some type of secret beef that this person don't even know about. They could have gotten an argument. It could have been an ex-friend. The world's shiesty out there, bro.
I think it's two things, and like you guys have touched on it briefly. Notoriety, you know, I think if you have a certain situation that you kind of like paints you in a good light, maybe you might want to show that to other people. If you said that you're dealing with somebody, you might try to use it as like proof. Again, I don't think it has any benefit at all, but I think just the reasons why people do it is just like one, notoriety. The second one just being maybe bitter chicks and salty dudes, which I think Skeeter just touched on. A lot of times when these exposure pages happen, it's like 9 out of 10 to spite somebody else. And so there might have been a situation that just went south and someone didn't know how to handle it as an adult and have that conversation with that person, and they thought it'd be best to expose them and brand them as like a hoe or just promiscuous. It's just something that like a negative light that they wanted to put you in and put it on a grand scheme of things. So I just don't.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can expose somebody and call them promiscuous while you're doing these things. Like it just defeats purpose.
Well, there's always been like a double standard, and so like no one ever has like a fallout of guys who's like, look at this guy, look at like there's never that. So there's that double standard that does exist, and I think it just it puts women in like this promiscuous light. So I don't think it's intentional, but I think that's what often ends up happening. No one has a fallout with the guy where like, did you see oh boy? Like no one says that. No one cares. It's always about like the woman involved. So
it's dicey,
sticky situation, man.
I don't really like your word sticky being used in this conversation.
Just saying,
Sinatra.
Sticky applies.
So,
how would you handle being exposed?
I don't know, a murder spree.
I'd take it in
Pop
stride.
up while you at church.
what? What do you mean?
What'd you say?
I'd take it in stride, like, hey, yeah, that's me.
If I ever click on a video and I see your bald head just doing something, I'm snapping. I'm like, what is Skeeter doing right now? Why is he letting this happen?
It's just like,
why are you letting that happen? Like,
I mean, I would have no choice because it's just like
you do have a choice.
No, that would be my choice
to take it in stride.
Take it in stride. It's like how else? What else am I going to? It's already out there. Like, what can I possibly do?
No,
nothing I can possibly do. I don't know who received these videos. I don't know who's this person running the page. If I look good performing, I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, that's me. Come on with it.
I think you just want to be a porno star. That's the only
fun fact. I actually wanted to be one at age 10.
I was just lying, but you actually told some truth at the same age time. 10.
At age 10, you wanted to be a porn star? I just like,
what
were you exposed to?
A nasty
at that point in
not
time.
Too wrapped up.
I said, what were you exposed to at that point in time where you would start
a lot of lotion,
bad
napkins,
decision making,
a whole bunch of shit, man.
A lot of 3-hour showers.
I had a sick but interesting childhood.
How would you handle it? You think?
I don't know. I might turn into Michael Myers, Jason.
But to who though? Like, who would you be going after?
I don't know. If I feel
if the
like
whole
if I'm
world
with some
sees it, like, where do you start?
With the person that I'm with in the damn video, like,
like
how did this get out? I'm showing up at the daycare when you dropping off your kids or our kids or whatever, whoever it is. I'm showing up at church while you giving birth to your new kid. I'm there. We need to talk, or else
your spree's not gonna last long.
I don't care. It's soothing for me. At least I did something about it, even though technically I didn't do nothing about it because it's still out there. So I'll pull a Beyonce. I'll get the footage pulled from everywhere.
Yeah.
If I had the money. I'm good.
Your turn, Nelly.
First off, my nudes and videos are art, and therefore they are Nel Casos.
Nel Casos.
And they should be, if I can finish my statement, and they should be considered really valuable. And with that value, I think that people would not do that. If you were to press send on any of my news and it hit the internet, I'm probably gonna push send and send your life to heaven. I just don't understand why you would betray me like that, because I would never do that to anybody else. So someone would have to go, and that person would be whoever leaked what I sent to them.
Listen, if it appears like it came from,
I'm gonna monetize it, make money off of it, like Kim K. Seti Kardashian.
So who's the Ray J?
I'm the Ray J.
What?
But
you just said Seti Kardashian.
Yeah.
So who's gonna Ray J you?
Nobody's gonna Ray J. Wow.
So Seti Kardashian.
I'm talking about as far as making money off of the tape.
Yeah.
I don't think Ray J's seen any money off of that.
But Kim was already like rich though.
Facts.
Like,
the father was the man.
Yeah,
But I'm saying after that though,
rich.
she just turned out to.
I think she gained like exposure and like media attention from it, but I don't know. Like she was able to finagle that into making money, but it wasn't. Yeah, but anyway, as far as handling it, someone has to go. Someone's dying.
So I'm murdering somebody. Somebody has to die on you, and Cedric is.
You can't leak the No Casos. You just can't. And you're just taking it.
Whereas as a trophy. I might just take a still shot and put it and just blow it up and put it like on my wall and just look at it every time I walk through the door.
So you Mr. Marcus now off of Pornhub or something?
I can be.
No lie.
Yeah, you got the hat on. you got the hat on.
The fact that you know what he be wearing. No. I'm just saying.
Moving on, guys. We're transitioning. So just a lot of this exposure happens in between people who may have had like a situation where it was friends with benefits. So there was a friends with benefits situation that maybe occurred prior. Maybe there's some trust developed, and you're able to take videos of each other. Or stuff has been sent. Do you feel like a friends with benefits situation can or even how do you feel about friends with benefits to begin with, that whole situation?
Skeeter sound like he wanted to say something.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. Before I said no, it can't work, but after thinking about it, it's like it can't work. I think friends with benefits comes due to certain situations and how you set it up for it to work out. So and everybody grown, so I don't. That's just that. I feel like it can work.
How do you feel about the idea of it? Just, I guess that's the question that I wanted to ask you. Just the overall idea. How would?
Well, fellas. I think a few of us then had a few friends with benefits situations.
Don't put us in none of your stuff
on
over there.
And the idea of it sounds nice, it does, but being in it, you're it's like you're fighting demons and shit. Like I don't know. I got mixed emotions about this shit.
Okay,
I got mixed emotions.
that's
about
fair. I'll take that. Just the idea on friends with benefits. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, the idea is smooth. I like it. You know, it works as a convenience thing. Just get up,
Get the boom boom and go.
Exactly. Just hit me up on your off day at work. Do a little day drink.
I'm sick of your free spirited ass. Like it's just
Go look at the water. Don't skip some rocks.
Go look at the water.
so boom boom and go. And then when you want more boom boom come back, that's what it is.
That's right. Netflix and chill. Netflix and
But it ain't
spill.
really no Netflix on if they.
No, it's on. But are we watching it? That's the real question. Anyway, yeah. So the idea is, I like the idea.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the idea is tempting. I think anything that's really too good of a situation never ends up working out how it's supposed to be. So on the surface, yeah, great idea. But I think once you're kind of involved, it's never what it appears to be.
No.
And so yeah, that's just my thoughts
Fucks no.
on that. Do you feel like it can work?
I plead the fifth.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Keith?
I think it can work. Like I
think
said,
it
it's
can
just it's too. You got to be grown about the situation. You already know what it is coming in. So
What do you mean by grown in a situation?
We
Because
all-
there's like people who are younger who have who like play with this idea, and I'm
they
sure
know they in
they're-
these
yeah.
situations now. These
I ain't
little
trying to put
kids
no
is
young kids out there, but yeah. I mean, they have that situation.
it can work. It can work.
It can work.
It can work.
Okay.
It can work.
It can work if both parties agree that this is what we're doing, and this is what's gonna be for a time on end until we decide to depart. This is what's going on.
Wait. Okay, I did say it can work, right? It's, some people get real selfish in the situation though. Like they want
Like using them as a sex slave.
What selfishness?
What are you
Is
talking
that,
about?
is that what you mean? Is that what you mean by selfishness?
What?
I didn't catch that drift at all from you.
How did you get sex slave from selfishness?
Hey man, hey, you never know. Just never know.
I don't know what type of shit that you be up to, but you're scaring me now. And I think you was on one of those exposed pages, by the way, too.
I probably was back in the day.
Just to
I
say.
don't know.
But no, what I'm saying is people can be selfish. People can always want your time in situations like this. So it's up in the air, to be honest. I don't.
You have to be understanding of each other's circumstance for it to work. Like if I'm like working all week and have certain amount of time off, just hit me up at that certain amount of time off. You can't expect our schedules to coordinate all the damn time. You expect to want my time and attention all the damn time. We schedule a day, happen on that day, then move on from there.
Okay. Cedric rules.
It's not even rules. That's just like that's
rules. Well, we'll get into some rules a little bit later just to see what works or how can it work and whatnot. So I think initially, like it can work, but it's just not sustainable. I just don't feel that two adults can be exclusively intimate in that feelings don't either develop and evolve or it doesn't completely fall apart. So initially, yeah, it can work, but just throughout time, like it's just gonna completely fall apart. And I just don't think that ends well all the time. So
Before we move on
about how it can work.
about how it can work, I think people try to make it. Let's say if you've been crushing on somebody for the longest time,
Yeah.
but you know for a fact it's not gonna be no damn relationship between y'all.
Mhm.
I think that's when friends with benefits kind of plays out in a beneficial way. Because it's like if you want to talk to somebody, but you know they don't see you in that light and just want to
just kick it.
do what it do and then go about your business or whatever, it's just
I just think that line gets really murky
It
because
does
then
get
it
murky.
becomes a situation where like, oh, we're exclusively involved, but we don't really have titles, but we think we know what it is, and it just
Yeah, but that
it
whole
doesn't lend itself to be
I don't like
productive in the end.
I don't like hints either. Like if you hinting at like there's failings there, so so what? What are you saying?
I don't know what you're saying. What are you trying to tell us?
That
Yeah,
person,
I'm just-
that person should just say so. Like
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
I don't.
we're grown enough to the point where communication
Shit changes.
should be
Mhm.
Shit changes.
Mhm.
communication should be the top priority. So if at any point you gain some type of feelings, you should say so. Like, hey, I'm not sure about you, but I'm starting to.
Well,
develop
that's
some
when your
feelings.
10-day contract ends here. Then.
Exactly.
End of contract.
You got to pull the card.
Mhm.
Pull out the yellow card.
Just saying, no more contracts for you. It's
Hit
not
the
renewed
box.
either.
Hit the box.
And now a free agent.
So, what rules would need to be put in place in order for a friends with benefits situation to even work out? We think it can. Well, y'all think it can. I think it's going to fall apart. But what rules would need to be in place?
I don't know, I think
You had
it's-
touched on like some communication over there as far
Right.
as like if feelings developed, and there needs to be communication.
Mhm.
Right. Just
You also
be
had like a schedule in place.
right. Be respectful of time and be respectful of each other's
That seems
circumstance.
really well rehearsed. Like you're really involved.
What do you mean?
Like just you really know the situation at hand and how it can work.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
saying
because
that's-
you surprised
that would
me
be
right
ideal
now.
for me. Like you have to be. If we're not in a relationship, so why would you be antagonizing my time or like pressing to see where I'm at all the damn time? We're not exclusively together.
So
I
get-
have a job. I have other things I need to attend to outside of work. So
I get to you when I get to you.
yeah, exactly. Bingo. Hit it the nail on the head. Pin the tail on the donkey.
I'm not pinning no tails on anything.
Okay. So your rule is just being respectful of time and schedule.
Yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like. Do you have a rule that you
Circumstance.
feel like can work?
I had it. I did. It was like, damn, Cedric made me forget my shit. I just don't think if you should do relationship shit with friends with benefits. It should be strictly one thing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Like what?
Like when you
Like
say like
holding hands?
relationship things, like I mean, like we can't go to a movie. Like
We
why does our situation?
But could you go to the movies with a friend with?
Yeah, why could you not? I mean, I feel like that would help that situation.
Isn't that spending quality time and getting to know them and?
If I would if I have a certain situation with someone, a physical situation, and like I want to do stuff, like if I wanted to see the Avengers Endgame, I have no one to see. Why can't I take the partner that I'm having sex with?
How
Is your
often do you
partner
go?
or is it just your?
It would be like my friends with benefits partner, but like I don't see why it could just be exclusively to that. Like, what if I want to go get drinks and you just want to chill on a Friday? Like, I
But
just
that's
don't
where
see.
that's where the lines can get murky though. It's like you said.
But that whole situation is murky to begin with. I think anytime you introduce sex, like it no longer is a friendship. Like it's not that. Like it's not that anymore. So there we have. Like yeah. Like so yeah. I don't think you can just.
So you would put the title of partner on your friend with benefits.
I mean, I think friends with benefits is like appropriate, but I mean, I don't just see it being exclusively just all about sex. I just don't see why we couldn't do other things as well. Like we know what the situation is. There's no relationship to it.
But at
I
this
don't-
point, y'all dating now.
we're not dating. Like if I decide to kick it with somebody, then like why not? Like I can't go to a movie with someone, but I can
You
have
could
sex
go
with
to the-
them.
you could
Like
go-
that doesn't make sense. Like yeah, no, we can't do like the movie thing. But yeah, no,
So
it
is
just
that-
doesn't work.
So that's not is that a rule? Like could you be out in public with your friends with benefits? Like, this is what I'm asking.
I mean, yeah, and if you're secure in what the situation is, if you have to explain it to anybody, which you don't, because I'm grown, I wouldn't explain it to anybody. But if I had to, I'd be like, yeah, that's that's a friend that I have, and we have a certain situation that we know about. Like,
Got you.
that's what needs to be said.
Got you.
But I mean, I see your rule. I'm just saying I disagree with it.
Okay.
Yeah, but like your rule can still be a rule, so you're not wrong.
But
I'm just saying I wouldn't.
friends with benefits can come with a list of rules
Yeah.
no matter what we say.
Yeah.
But those rules are gonna get broken regardless. Nobody's gonna. It's like you're gonna abide by them at first, and
Yeah.
then it falls apart after that.
Yeah.
Because-
Which is why I think my rule is most important.
What's your rule?
I just think there should be a time date on these things. I really think there should be a point in time where it's discussed, like, you know what, let's just try this out for a month or 2 months, and then like the situation dissolves. I think that works. Like you know when it's gonna end, that person knows when it's gonna end, and you'll have a whole bunch of free like time before it ends to do whatever your situation is. And then you guys can like reapproach it if there's feelings that are involved. Like that's when that can take place. That's when that conversation can be had. Is when that time period is up. I just think that there needs to be a date or expiration date in order for it to work.
So there should be a contract.
Not a contract,
Like, come
but
on,
like
man. We got some things to discuss.
listen,
here.
let's try this out for like a month. If you still feel the same way, maybe we can continue it, or we can see what we want to do about it. Like,
So
I
you
just think
trying
that's to be it.
you're just trying the product out before
Trial period. Maybe it's something that you guys just wanted to explore with one another. You talked about crushes. Maybe it's something that you wanted to see about, and after you find out about it,
you don't want them.
maybe it's not what you expected. Maybe you're not what they're expected. And so I think when you have a time period,
I don't like the way you said that because
or
it was like you was like talking to me about it like you're not what somebody expects.
when
Like,
I said you, I
perform.
meant you
I'm
in
just-
general. So yeah, I just think once you introduce an expiration date, everybody knows when it's going to expire, and you just have that time to kind of figure out what it is. And in the meantime, just enjoy each other's company.
I see. You're such a
Touche.
nice guy,
That
Canal.
would be
Oh
my
my
rule.
gosh. Wow.
Well,
Wowzers.
Good guy gang. Good guy gang. That's me.
All right. Can this type of relationship last? I'm pretty sure we.
Covered.
Whoa, can it?
No, I just don't think long term is sustainable. I think initially it can work. Two people on the same page.
Why?
So you mean in an
Why do I
ideal,
think it can work?
in a perfect scenario, you don't think this can last no more than a month, 2 months? Then
No.
it can last like at least a year.
Two could maybe stretch it to three, but then I think conversations need to be had that like, hey, what is this that's evolving? You mean to tell me you're going to be exclusively seeing somebody for 3 months and then just that's just what it is? And when they have free time or when you have free time, you take care of what you can. Sustainable? Like that's what you that's the life you want to live?
Well, fellas,
Some people don't mind that at this day and age. You know, everything's just so rapid.
Some people
Nobody's-
don't mind that, but when you talk about rapid, then you're involved with other people. So like you're not dependent upon one. But once you have like a one-time situation, I just don't see how that's sustainable without conversation or involvement.
so
Mm.
I just think if it goes on for a long time,
Mm.
then there's feelings being developed now because
Mhm.
now you're spending a lot of
What's
time
a long,
with this
what's
person.
a long time? And how frequent are you seeing this person for it to be a long time?
How frequent are you seeing the person? Give an ideal situation where
I don't know. I'm
it's
asking
friends
you.
with benefits, and let's say and it's lasted for like a year. How many?
That's no.
Let's say it's lasted
But
for
what
a year. So how?
what if I get up like twice a month though? Is that still considered like? Would that be just would someone catching feelings be justifiable if y'all just seeing each other twice a month for a year?
Yes,
Is it like an agreement or is it just something that kind of comes?
No,
about?
if it just comes about that way.
because
comes-
but people think differently. It's
Yeah.
like now you've known this person for a full year now.
Mhm.
That person can say the same thing about you. You see what I'm saying? And then as that year goes along, that 2 times a month is now turning into 3. 3 turning into
Yeah.
4. Now it's a weekly thing. You see what I'm saying? Like things can get stretched out.
Yeah.
I meant that in the
Yeah, I don't really like your wordplay.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm just gonna be upfront and honest
I
with
think
you.
it was specially designed. Did you
mhm.
just
like I was saying,
when I
things.
see
No
that
pun
Stop and Shop?
intended,
Did you have like
but-
some things mixed?
I don't know what you're talking about, Cedric. I'm just saying things that get stretched out. I'm gonna say it again. And it can cause some shit. Like it's
Mhm.
now feelings are there. Like I don't know. That's just how I'm looking at
Yeah.
it. Because if you're spending this time with this person, you've known them for a whole year and been doing this, you might be thinking it's just a meet and greet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then in their head, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, maybe it was only supposed to last for a certain period of time, and then it just went on.
I think what Skeeta's saying, if you were to get up with somebody maybe twice a month or whatever, and it's not planned, then it's just a fling. And I think that's a totally different situation. That's just two people who, felt it at the moment, heated the moment, and connected.
But what's a
Now,
fling though? Fling is one
A
time.
fling is
or
just like one
multiple
time or
times?
something that's just not really. It just happens. It just happens, and then like there's no discussion privy to it. There's no discussion after with it. Like it happened, and then you move forward. Like that's just it. But I think what you're talking about, like you cannot be in a friends with benefits situation that lasts a year. That's nuts. Like that's.
But
It's
I'm
nuts.
saying, but it's just,
just-
pe-
yeah.
people catch feelings quick. Some people catch
Right.
feelings later on. It's
Right.
like
Some people don't at all.
Which is
Yeah.
why I introduced the whole rule of just the time period or the expiration date. So hopefully you can avoid that. But I don't think anybody can be in that kind of situation, exclusive situation, for that long and then it not become.
also
some
so
type of title.
for a
I'm
time.
just saying his thing was a fling. Your thing, I don't
Well, so for the sake of you saying time date, right?
Yep.
Let's just say it's June 23rd, right?
All day till 12 today.
Just June 23rd today. This is when we're gonna start it.
Yeah.
We're gonna end October 15th. So that's the
I mean,
that's,
you make it seem so cold and calculating. Like no one's the Skeeta's argument earlier. Like it's not a contract agreement. Like there's no professional language involved. Like, hey, listen, let's try this out for a month. If we like it, we'll talk about it again. I mean, who's to say it's the next 23rd? Like just discuss it in a few weeks, see where people are at.
okay.
If feelings are developed, how do you come to a conclusion? So how would you pull out of a situation if feelings are involved? If y'all two come to an agreement in the beginning, like, hey, again, let's try this out and see where we at with it. And if that person catch feelings, do you have another conversation, or do you just be like, hey, this is not part of the deal?
So like if I get the phone call and it's like
phone call,
and
I
get
didn't
the
say
phone
anything
call,
funny. I just
a
find
FaceTime,
it weird.
like a FaceTime, and be like, well, over the time, I kind of,
would you hang up? Yeah,
like, let me call you right back, and then
wow.
That's it. I'm not doing nothing after that. What do you mean? What do you mean? You think feelings? No, no. But this is where it gets tricky. It's like,
see, that's where exposure starts to happen because you go cold on people and
No,
they
I'ma
take
call
it
her
a
back.
certain
I'ma call her
way,
back. No, I'ma
and
call
then
her
that's
back.
when
No, you
things
won't.
start to get
I'm gonna
leaked.
call her back. I'm gonna call her
That's
back.
how it happens.
Like my bad. I was at the hospital doing something. So, what was you talking about earlier?
Just handling emotions from like that come from friends with benefits. If they develop, how do you handle that?
It's tricky because I don't know. I don't know until you don't know until you're in that situation, because you might be digging this person, but you really ain't. I mean, digging, not.
Yeah, no. Just keep at it, Keith. Way to go.
You might be digging in this. You might be digging this person. I was about to say some.
Yeah,
real,
you was.
I was about to say digging in the person.
This is a spicy Sunday for you.
Unloaded.
It's the Lord's Day too.
Sheesh.
Podcast.
No, but
here.
you can be feeling the person, but you just don't know. This is just a meetup situation. Then when you finally get that phone call and she feel you in a certain way, or whoever your partner is, it can be a mutual thing now. So it can work out in that favor. If somebody doesn't want it, I think it needs to be said, like, listen, this is what was only supposed to happen. Like, we ain't signed up for this. I didn't sign up for this. I don't think this can continue going forward. And I'm saying that in the most nicest way possible. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. If somebody came at you and was like, hey, Cedric, for the past 6 months, I've been getting
why are you role playing right now? I don't like it.
Well, you said you was Seti Kardashian earlier.
Well, I was just monetizing my tape. Thank you. The OnlyFans.
Yeah, you got Ray Jade on.
You got Ray J.
Nah, nobody in Ray J and me. Chill out. I'm doing the Ray Jane. You heard? Cut that out.
You admitted to
so
get Ray J on the
Nope.
podcast.
I did not. I said I was doing the Ray J. I'm just monetizing my tape, which is why I called myself Seti Kardashian. Nobody's doing Ray Jane over here. Relax.
It's too late.
No, it's not too late. I'm clearing my name up right now.
So, with like, if somebody came to you and they said that they have feelings, like, how would you take that though?
Yeah. Sorry, sweetheart. This can't happen, Dolly. I apologize, and it's unfortunate that you feel this way.
Unfortunate. That's some
now?
cold-hearted shit.
I'm
Hey,
sorry
man,
you
I-
have human emotions that I don't agree with.
That's what you would say?
No, that's what it sounds like he's saying.
Yeah. This just can't happen. Just gonna have to end this here. Have a nice life.
Have a nice life.
What would you? Because
You gotta hit the 40-yard dash out of it, man.
For some
running
reason,
emoji with the smoke behind it.
for some reason, I think Canel gonna smooth talk his way out of it. He's gonna put it in a very descriptive way so she can understand and she can be happy about it. That's what I feel like you about to, like, what would you say?
Break that down, Shane. Break that down for us. How would you pull out of this type of situation? Take us to the promised land.
I'm not taking y'all nowhere. Y'all not making me seem like no type of guru to get me caught up in the streets and things like that. I'm not letting y'all paint this picture
because you
of
got
myself.
the bars, the wordplay.
I do not have that. I think I just
Come on, New Jersey now.
I think I just converse quite well and people like that. I mean, I think you mentioned it earlier. It's a really case-by-case situation.
Mm-hmm.
If I felt like it was something that couldn't be maintainable throughout and it couldn't develop, then, you know, you need to have the conversation like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I don't have the same feelings. But you really need to come to these conversations, like, open-minded. Like, you know, be open to that person's feelings. Don't be dismissive. Don't just, like, your feelings don't matter. You want to be open to that, explore what it is that she might have felt your partner with, and then just, you know, maybe tell her then, like, hey, well, I see a situation developing between us, or like I don't, and, you know, what do you want to do moving forward, because we've been involved for some time now. Like, what do you think is best that can be beneficial to both of us?
So you want her to make the decision?
I think you put it back on that person. Yes,
That's
yes,
smart.
I do. What do you want to do? This is where I stand with it. What do you want to do about it moving forward? So that way it's like it's a mutual agreement. Okay, like, you know, maybe we take time away and then we can go back to it, or maybe we just kind of separate and we keep it to an extent. So
What if she
have
leaves
that
you with an
conversation.
ultimatum? Say, hey,
First of all-
I developed these strong feelings
Yeah.
and I want a relationship. Then what do you do?
first of all, I love ultimatums. I love them to death.
I don't like the fact that you love them, though.
Because I'm going to do whatever the opposite of it is. Like, I dare you. I dare you to give me an ultimatum.
But are you being petty now?
No, probably. But that's just in my nature, and I'm good at it. Like, I've said this numerous times. I double dare you to give me an ultimatum, and I'm going to pick the alternative 10 times out of 10. Like, oh, relationship or bust? Bust. I'm out. What do you want to do? I dare you. I love ultimatums. To answer your question.
So you if she want a relationship, you guys gonna be like, no, nope, no thank. no,
Probably. Like, because I said I come to conversations with an open mind and no judgment. So if you come to me with this, like, harsh ultimatum, I'm going to pick the alternative. That's just not the way I do business. I'm sorry.
There you go. Bay. Keith, any last words on that?
No.
You feel like you want to challenge something?
No, I'm not challenging nothing. He just not challenging nothing. He got that one. I ain't got nothing to say.
Just something I wanted to touch on earlier that I kind of missed out on was just like sexting, just because that's part of the exposure part that happens. You sexting between one another, and then it like evolves. I mean, how do you feel about it? Is that something you enjoy, something you value in relationships?
What, sex?
Sexting.
Sexting?
Sexting. Yes.
It spices it up.
You know what? I kind of hate it because half the shit you talking to me, you don't know how to do, or you don't do it good. So it's like you leading me to something, and then this is not gonna last that long. It's not doing nothing that you said yesterday, last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like sexting because sometimes I don't know what to say back. She sent me some crazy. I'd be like, yeah.
Maybe you don't need to say anything back. Just
I don't know. I just
be receptive to what was said. And
I'm so glad these emojis got better over the years because I can talk a lot with emojis. Actual words, no. You want to say something you want to do to me? I'll give you the devil face with the smile, the eyes. I don't know. Sexting is weird to me. I don't know.
It's
I don't
good.
know.
It's good for anticipation. But it's only good for like a certain moment. Like if I feel like you can't go days with it, I think it just like dries out. It's only good for us.
you can't force it.
Huh?
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying you can't force it. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. You can't force it. It's only good for like a heat of the moment type of thing.
Do you
And
like
just-
sexting?
For that moment of time, yeah. But if we're gonna go, I don't see it. It's like nowadays it's not like back in the day. Back in the day, you can probably do that for like days on end because we're like young. We're still like learning about ourselves and shit. Nowadays, everybody's so short span. It's like everybody has a short attention span. So just
Also, if
goes
they
off
say
one moment
something,
of time.
it sticks, is what you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
I see.
just for a heat in the moment.
Mhm.
Like if you send something now and I don't get it until like tomorrow, like it's not even juicy anymore. It's just like you have to start all over again. I have to send some shit with like a video, and then you have to send some shit back with a nude. Then and anticipate from there.
It's very. That's equal, huh?
Do you balance?
Stop looking at me like that. Look
Like
at
that
me
would
with a
be
smile
disgusting.
like you
No,
like
because-
anticipate like my answer's gonna be something.
No,
else.
not this
Okay,
time.
all right.
So
Keith
you
is
like
spicy this
sexting?
morning.
I do. I think I do. I talked about my no casos a little bit earlier.
I don't
Now
know
to what
the
Skeeta
fuck
said,
a
it can't be
no caso is.
constant. You never know what a no caso is. Neither one of you. But I think what Skeeter said earlier, like, it can't be constant. Like, every day, it's just, listen, I got to go to work. I'm at work. I'm here 8 hours. I just don't have the time to just be doing this back and forth with you. But I think if you're involved with somebody and, oh, shoot, I'm definitely playing, like, our episode from earlier.
Nice.
This week. My bad. Yeah, no, I was saying it can't be constant, but I think if it's something that happens throughout the week, you kind of send something to your partner just to let them know you're thinking about them. It creates that anticipation, which is good for a relationship. So I've had failed relationships because that wasn't happening, and I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I was being stimulated mentally, and so that situation didn't work out. So yeah, I like it. I think it's imperative for me to be in any relationship. Like, yeah.
It keeps the relationship spicy.
Just fresh. Yeah, and I just feel like there's a trust factor there. Like, for you to send me something, like, when you're vulnerable, like, it means a lot to me. Like, for you to put yourself on the line, it means a lot. Like, it just shows your feelings towards me, and I'm willing to do the same.
And to describe sexual activity in different forms and ways is pretty exciting.
Very true. Very true.
All right.
Yeah.
Wordsmiths.
I guess I'm the only dry one over here, huh?
Clearly.
More puns, huh?
I don't know.
Okay. I think that just moves us into relationship. We talked about if that type of relationship could last, the friends with benefits thing. We vary on our answers. So let's just talk about relationships in general. Do you feel like social media portrays certain unrealistic relationship aspirations?
Fuck yeah, it does.
Okay.
It betrays perfection.
What do you
These
mean?
fucking IG couples and shit, they with millions of followers, and
Yeah.
it's just you're not gonna get that. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Not gonna be cuddled up in bed with the dog right by me, licking my damn feet and shit, and you just no, you're not going to get that. Let's be real about this.
So you think it's unrealistic?
It's very well. Let me not take it that far, but at the same time, these things can happen, but you're hyping yourself up about these situations, and it's not like it's not a real thing, and these are other people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
I think social media portrays perfection just by capturing like joyous moments, which as they should. But at the end of the day, you don't know the struggle behind those cameras. You don't know the struggle of what's happening today. Something could be going on with them right now, and all you see is what's portrayed on social media. And I feel like people just like strive for perfection, which is not bad, but like you got to go through the struggle to like see the success as well. So I feel like social media just portrays just perfection. Like we're good 24/7, 7 days out of a week, 365 days out of the year.
They think it's just instant relationship,
just cheesy.
But I think we're smart enough to not naive enough to believe that these couples have perfection, or that what we see is perfection. So I think we're not that naive. I think
there's some that
it's okay. I see what you're saying there. Do I think they're unrealistic? Do I think social media portrays unrealistic aspirations for relationships? To a degree, but I think as an adult, you understand where your limitations are. Like if someone's professing their love to their partner on a boat or a yacht and they're by themselves, I know I cannot obtain that same situation. Like that's just not it. But I think when people go out their way to show their love for one another on social media, like that can be obtainable. Like that's something that's measurable. Like you can do something to show love to your partner in that way. Now, you can't get the yacht like they did, but like who's to say you can't just, get like an I love you cake when you guys are out, or just something to that degree. So unrealistic to a certain measure, but I think you can still meet expectations. Like I think there's a standard that's kind of shown, and I think people can meet that standard, whatever it is that they see fit or they set for themselves.
I love you cake.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, you gotta get like a birthday cake all the time. Why can't you just get a cake for somebody or a special treat just says like I care, just something meaningful? That's all.
You are a nice friggin' guy, huh?
Snell dog.
I like to think of myself as a creator.
What is relationship goals?
I think whatever it is that you think matters to you. I don't think there's a general blueprint as to what works. I don't think there's a certain set of characteristics that make it happen for everybody. I know in my case, relationship goals will be balance. There's a lot of areas that I'm lacking in that I could use improvement on, and I value somebody who they have strengths in those areas that can help me balance it out and be better in the areas that I need improvement on. So to me, it'd be balance. But I don't think there's a general set of traits that work.
Right.
I think people look at relationship goals like it always has to be a physical thing. It always has to be traveling.
Yeah.
It always has to be his and hers type of situations, and it's not really anything intellectual. You know what I'm saying?
I'm smiling because you might have experience in that traveling.
Who, me?
Yeah. That
This
goal,
guy traveled
that
the
travel
globe.
goal.
Who?
When you were involved in a certain situation, I think you were traveling a lot, and that might have been the relationship goal. So it's funny that you would say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I'm not putting you out here. Like
No,
that.
it's not. It's not that. It just
Okay.
it comes with a
Fraudulent
lot of
share that.
it comes with a lot of different things.
Okay.
Though.
Fraudulent
not-
activity,
because-
dog.
Because it can look like it's a relationship goal, but you don't know the type of bullshit that can be behind closed doors, because that will not make it a relationship goal. You know what I'm saying? It ruins that. But like I said, I just think people, they look at the physical things of relationship goals, relationship. Actually, I like that one. Relationship goals. No, they just look at the physical aspects of it, and they don't look at anything other than that. Like it takes more to have relationship goals than what you actually see. So
Okay.
I don't know. Just looking at the intangible things, like we know what's gonna go. We know what can be the good outcome of things, but let's focus on how to conduct ourselves when the trials and tribulations hit. I feel like some people just gloss over that fact, and when adversity hits, everybody just freak the hell out and be the first one to dash or be the first one to blame one another, and it just turns out to a whole tension war. Just looking at that type of things, just taking that in the matter, I feel like that's important as a goal. Just looking at the intangible things rather than the things that are expected, if that makes sense.
that was well put, Cedric.
Thanks. Try to do so. No? Are you on the fence? Did that make sense?
It did. Yeah, I mean, who am I to argue your point of view if you feel that?
No,
way,
I just
then-
wanted to see
yeah.
if that was clear or not.
Yeah, no, I thought it was relatively clear. I didn't have nothing to add, so I didn't want to just talk to be talking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Should people stop fantasizing other couples?
Yes. The fuck? Like,
I just don't like the.
What happened?
Stop looking at me. Every time I answer, Keith is looking at me.
Because I know
Just
you about to
like-
say something.
But I'm not gonna say nothing like. So I think fantasize is such a strong word. I mean, I think couples should like idolize. I just don't like those words being like used. I think people should observe and make their own judgments for themselves. If you see a certain situation that you think can be done or you can replicate in some manner or another, like why not? Just set the standard for what you want to do, what you want to be in this relationship, and just chase that. And I think other people will fantasize over you or fantasize over your relationship. So,
But that's a copycat. It's a
Yeah,
copycat world.
Some people are
Yeah.
really like weird, like really
Yeah.
follow these couples'
Yeah.
day-to-day activity, like
That's what
IG
it is.
lives.
Yeah.
Think bang, this can't be us? No, it fucking
No,
can't be us. No.
yeah.
No, it's not happening.
Okay.
I don't look like him.
Yeah.
You don't look like her.
Right. Our kids don't look like them.
No, they don't.
So,
no, they
yeah.
don't. It's just it's a copycat thing. It's like you seeing something and you want that exact type of thing, and it's not. It's not gonna happen like that. I'm not gonna kiss you when I wake up first thing in the morning. I'm gonna just say go brush your teeth. On IG, they get up, kiss each other. Mwah. That's what's gonna happen. No, I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I concur. I literally have nothing to add. People shall stop fantasizing. Stick to your own script. Make your own design and have people follow you the way you follow everybody else.
I don't want nobody to follow the shit I do. I'm pretty
Yeah.
extra.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have nothing to add to that either. I think I'm just good. Say what I said.
I said what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Is the term relationship goals used for attention, or do people really want it?
I think people really want it, but I think anything that becomes clever becomes cliche, and therefore relationship goals is just kind of cliche. You can hashtag it, and I'm sure you'll see a bunch of stuff. But I think it real. I think it, I think people have a certain expectation or certain values that they want to uphold in relationships, and that's what their goals are with a partner. And so I believe it's real, but I also believe it's become like a cliche thing, like good dad or good dad gang.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything clever becomes cliche. So yeah.
Anything you would like to add, Cedric?
See, I almost yawned off that. I almost yawned after that.
We've been getting on Cedric about yawning.
Yeah.
In our
Almost made it
podcast.
too.
I almost made it.
Listen, for every comment we get from a YouTuber catching Skeeta yawn,
We should make that like an
I'll
actual
give you-
tally mark type thing.
I will give you. Well, we'll talk about that, but you got to catch him first, and then we'll discuss.
We giving
Send
out
us.
gifts.
Got my EP coming out to give y'all pretty soon.
That's true. Like a
Let's-
Ox Chains EP.
We'll talk about that after. Okay.
But it's, I don't know, people, it's hard to like map out what are people's true intent nowadays. People can say like, oh, I want these goals, but like, what are they really doing to really get there? Are you really working on your bad habits? Are you really compromising certain things for your partner to really get where you want to be? Like, it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to map out.
So you say there's a reason why they don't have relationship goals because of
No, people can have them, but it's just like, what are you doing to get there? Are you really making the necessary movements to get there? And I don't really see it. Well, for me anyway, I'm not sure. It could be the whole different scenario. I'm just looking from the outside looking in. It's really hard to tell if people want it for attention or if people are really working towards it. Like, I'm in the middle. I'm playing the fence. I would hope so. Y'all motherfuckers doing something to reach our goals. Damn it.
I feel like there's more. Well, to piggyback off that, I feel like there's more relationship goals than there is personal goals. But I do think they use the shit for attention. It's on every fucking meme. It's on every. It's in the comments, some damn one underneath another couple's picture or video or something. I don't think some people would. I don't know what people would do with their own type of relationship goals. Like, meaning, I don't think that some people
They would have
deserve
goals at all.
relationship goals. To be honest with you, I don't. Because some people don't even know how to get through an actual relationship.
Yeah, very true.
Like, it's, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it too. I think they put it out there for attention,
Right.
and it's always the one who consistently says the shit that never has a fucking man to do so. So, or you don't really hear guys say like
No.
relationship goals.
Not at all.
No.
Not
No,
at
No.
all.
so it's a woman thing.
I wouldn't be so definitive about saying that, but I would lean towards that. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Ditto.
You're gonna catch me out here like that. Okay. So that kind of wraps up like our kind of topic. So we're gonna move into our last segment here. Just this moment of clarity. Who would like to get us started for that?
I'll go last this
A
time.
moment of clarity
Yeah.
in regards to hookup culture.
Hookup culture or just anything in general that you want to give to the people.
Sheesh. We're getting towards the end of the month. I hope everybody's enjoying the summer so far.
Your birthday's coming up.
My birthday is coming up. That's right. Wow. What is it? 28.
What you
On
mean,
the
what is it?
28th.
It's your birthday. What you gonna ask
No,
me?
somebody asked me that question. How was I gonna be? And I almost like literally forgot.
Yeah.
I stopped and paused and thought about it for 30 seconds. And 28 on the 28th. Wow, I'm
Golden
You should
birthday.
play those numbers.
closing in. Yeah, I should. Closing in on a dirty 30. So that's that. But yeah, everybody, I hope you're enjoying the summer so far.
It just started.
That's true. We've been
First
hit with
day.
some pretty shitty weather. When was the first day?
Friday, I think. First day of summer officially.
Wow, I'm just out the loop, huh? But yeah, let's make the summer a good one. Stay safe out there. There's spiritual warfare out here. Stay clear. Stay grounded. That's it.
Okay, Malcolm X.
You said you're going last.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Okay. So I have no moment of clarity, but I want to have a moment of gratitude. I just want to thank you guys for being supportive. I looked at some of the stats, and Oxlife is slowly growing across the nation. Just some numbers to give you. In Massachusetts, that's 78% of our listeners. New York, we have 8%. Shout out to my guy Bucci, some other guys out there supporting the podcast.
Shout out to
Connecticut,
New
Connecticut. I don't really know nobody out there. They all.
CT, let's go.
It's like mini New York.
Yeah. So New Jersey is 2%.
New Jersey.
Rhode Island, shout out to my family out there. Jordan, Erica, I'm coming to your baby shower soon, I promise. Georgia, I got some family and folk down there.
Georgia?
Michigan,
Oh,
1% of our listeners are from there. Anyone know anyone from Michigan?
Detroit, guy.
Nope.
Nah. Okay. Virginia, 1%. That's Juju. Shout outs to her too.
VA.
Yeah. So I just want to give you guys a shout out for supporting
That's
us.
what's up.
Like I
Thank
said,
you,
it's
guys.
slowly starting to grow
Keep it
nationwide.
coming.
So thank you, and yeah.
We
One
need
love
all
to
of
be
you.
known.
Grab your friend's phone,
Let that
put
be
them
known.
on. Grab your parents' phone, put them on.
Yeah.
Whoever's near you, snatch their phone and put them on
Yeah.
right now.
Michigan caught me off. I didn't know who the hell.
I don't know.
I'll tell you. But it's growing.
That's
nationwide.
fire.
That's the Mission Hill.
You're, you know the vibes.
No, I'm not letting you do that because you claimed Dedham. Remember?
Yeah, you
Yes,
did.
Dedham,
yeah.
Mass. Stay right next to Legacy Place. So my moment of clarity, I kind of want to transition out a little bit. I want to keep it, no, actually, I want to keep it around hookup culture.
Oh, mix the pot. Mix the pot.
So,
Mix
listen,
the pot.
the summertime is here.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that a lot of people put a lot of vacation time in for the summer, a lot of sick time.
Right.
A lot of people make themselves available for good weather.
Mhm.
Just because there's good weather, don't use that as an excuse to hoe.
Let that thought out. Let them let that thought out.
No,
let
no.
that thought out, baby.
Just
Kawhi voice. What's going on, baby?
just hear me out. You know why?
This is not hear me out. This is
Because
moment of clarity.
This is moment of clarity. So it's
Okay.
just, I feel like friends with benefits, it always starts in the summertime.
Duh.
That's
always,
God.
always starts in the. All right, I'll shut up now.
No.
That was my moment of clarity. Don't use the summer as an excuse to hoe.
Should they
Throw
do,
your fupa everywhere.
should
I'm
he,
just saying.
should he do that in the wintertime? I'm confused.
What do you mean?
Should
I
he
said
don't?
it starts mainly in the
So
summertime.
should they start in the wintertime?
You tell me. You
I don't know. You making the claims that don't use that as an excuse.
don't use it as an excuse.
So should they take the sick time in the wintertime? Should they go on Thanksgiving vacation?
This
Like,
is my
hey,
moment of clarity, okay? I didn't question yours. Don't question mine, all right?
My bad.
I think that was Jesus throwing something at me.
Told you.
There it is.
But I think that's it. That's it. Yeah, we're canceling it now. That's it. Again, follow us, YouTube, Oxlife, OXLYFE podcast. Follow the Instagram. Our individual names are there. OXG_chains.
Mine is Uncle Keese.
Mhm.
Uncle QUXS.
QUXS, huh?
Yeah, the X is an I, so
_ Cederico, CEDARICO.
Mhm.
You're
Have more episodes coming. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you want to see next. We've been doing polls. If you want your voice heard, you got to get active. You got to give us a poll. You got to get in our comments. So, again, that's us, Oxlife. Believer signing out.
we're gone.
Bye
Also,
bye.
remember, if you can't be good at it. Shout out to my man, Jones.
be great.
Hey.
Ciao.